record this.
Recording in progress.
Okay, so welcome to my very first Miracle 2 podcast. Question and answers. All questions and answers answered. All questions answered, all answers hopefully given out in the correct way. Actually, before we start, I do have to share something with my screen. And why do I remember how? I'm just learning how to do all of this, so please bear with me. I'm just going to put this little disclaimer up just for the beginning of the video. I'm sure you can all read that at your own leisure. And we'll stop sharing. Okay, question time. Well, a little bit of housekeeping before we start. I did write a few things down the other day and I'll try and read my writing. So if you have a question, just raise your hand. There's a little icon down the bottom. Some of you can use that or put your hand up physically. Yeah, we're basically only going to answer questions about the Miracle 2 products. And if you could just please keep muted while somebody's talking or while we're talking. And as we go through the questions, I'll just unmute you or call you out, and you can ask your question, and we'll do the best to answer. I've played the disclaimer. Okay, we're ready to go. Okay, so who's got a question? Who's going to put their hand up first? Okay, Susan.
Yeah, I'm unmuting myself. Now, with the green soap,
Yep.
two questions, but one's more important than the other. One is cleaning the tiles in my bathroom, in my shower. And so I've been spraying the green soap on. And is that what you do? Is that sufficient to, I mean, I use it on my body, so I'm not using anything else in the shower, just the green soap for my body as well as the tiles cleaning.
Yep. Yeah, it just depends. I mean, I can't say I clean many tiles.
In your shower?
Well, it's not something I do anyway, but personally.
Right.
So I haven't really experienced that myself. But the best way is, I mean, I've got a solution here which is about 1/10, I think, and I use that for bench tops.
1/10, was it?
About 1/10, yes.
Yeah.
Roughly. I mean, I don't really measure it. It's a 500 ml bottle, so there's got roughly 50 mils.
Yeah.
I just spray that on. And if it's not working, you can always make it stronger or weaker.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
that was one thing, but I do it anyway. But the main thing is, and again, this is a cleaning question, so that might not be something that you can answer. But I've got a lot of mirrors, like my wardrobes are all mirrors.
Yep.
The apartment is, 25 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But I find that, and I think I read somewhere about maybe using the neutralizer. I've just used, plain water and just my Enyo stuff to, wipe it.
Yep.
I wondered, but it's still blurry. And I wondered, people used to talk about vinegar or newspaper or whatever, but you probably don't know if you're not into your cleaning stuff. But I think I read that somebody suggested using the neutralizer, the liquid.
You can do, because it is a mild soap, mild soapless soap.
Yeah.
It's
that or
literally,
the green. I felt the green soap might make it a bit sort of.
You need, for window cleaning, you use it very, very weak. So I'm talking like 5 mils in a 1 litre bottle of water.
Yeah.
So yeah, extremely weak.
Yeah.
And definitely using the newspaper. Newspaper is the best thing to clean glass. It's if we get newspapers anymore, do we?
Well, I have to get them up from the recycling part in the building, and then other people put them in there. So I can find them. Yeah, but I just thought, well, I've tried the soap, and that doesn't really, do the job. So I thought maybe I might try some of that to the neutralizer, like I put in the
You can
water.
try it. I've never tried. I know I've got customers that have very specific machinery and they use the neutralizer for cleaning that.
All right. I thought
It's
it might sort of cut through something more than the soap, even maybe. I don't know.
well, everything that's in the neutralizer is also in the soap. So, they literally just have the soap was the original product, and then at one stage they were told to separate the product,
Right.
or separate some of the ingredients that are in the product.
Yeah.
And I believe pretty much all they took out was the sudsing agent.
So that's what the
And
neutralizer is.
big
Is this,
pardon, yeah,
so the neutralizer is the soap minus the sudsing effect.
pretty much, yes, yeah. I don't know, I can't tell anything else that they've taken out, but they may have done. There may be something else, but
Well, it might be better without the sudsing effect. That might make it a bit clear. Anyway, I'll let you know if it
for
does.
glass and mirrors, maybe.
Yeah, I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
I did read it on some of your stuff because I'm
Yeah.
sure. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's my only question. More cleaning issues.
Yeah. It's not my biggest forte.
That's excellent that you don't have to do that. Andy.
Well, it's not that I don't have to do it, it's that I don't like doing it.
Oh, I see. I thought you had a team of servants there who'd be actually.
Oh, yeah, I've got,
I imagine you had.
got a whole team of servants and they all come in and the little elves come in the middle of the night and everything's cleaned up and I go, wow, what happened?
All right.
Oh, I wish.
I have to work on that one. That's cool. Yeah.
Yes.
When I clean the shower walls, because we've just got tiles around our shower,
Yeah.
and it's a shower bath and a spa all in one. I just use the foaming bottle, the square container you buy off
Yep.
Miracle 2, and I actually put that on the scourer and or the a brush, hard brush, and I just clean it that way.
Oh, have you got a hard brush scourer?
Yeah, but no, what I mean is a scourer or a border firm brush. So you can use either, but I've just put the straight on foaming Miracle 2 on that, and often I'll do all that and then I won't rinse it off because I've heard enough over the years with what to do. So I actually leave it on to soak in.
Yeah, I usually
rinse
leave mine a few hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe I need a scouring brush or something.
Yeah, there's something really good to scrub it.
Yeah,
because it's the top, it's the grouting that gets.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yes, you've got to get into those little grooves and in between the tiles.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you for that, Meredith. Erica.
Yeah, I had a question. I was at the dentist today, and I had to get my tooth done and fixed up, and I'm thinking about how to, detox from, the stuff that I had for it, and I was going to take some activated charcoal to rip it out, but I also thought the Miracle 2 neutralizer, just, I don't know, a couple of days, I'm not sure about mils or how much to take or how much to up.
Yep. What I always do when I'm going to the dentist, so before I walk into the dentist, I take the gel with me. And, if I know they're going to work on this side, I'll rub it all over that side and
inside your mouth.
On the outside.
Oh, on the outside.
Yeah. It's hard to rub it in on the inside. It kind of gets dissolved with the saliva and that. But I just rub it in because it soaks in. I usually use it 7 times if I'm going to the dentist.
Yeah.
I even had a tooth pulled out and I took the gel in with me and I got the dentist to put the gel into the cavity before he did anything else. And he was quite obliging. He did it.
Wow, that's pretty good.
So yeah, he was the only one. But and then I just keep putting the gel on afterwards. Just quite often.
On the face or not on? Not in your mouth?
Just on the outside. And you can also rinse with the neutralizer liquid as well.
Okay, so rinse with the neutralizer, put it on, because I've got still 2 more appointments, so I can still do it for next time.
Yeah, and
then use it now.
Yeah. And I just keep putting the gel on afterwards, and I find it actually it makes the numbness go away really quickly. You know,
Oh,
that big golf ball you feel in in your mouth.
yeah.
It makes the what do you call it?
Yes.
It must neutralize the actual not antiseptic, the thing that numbs you.
The
Yeah.
numbing fluid, yes.
Yes.
So yeah, it seems to work really well on that.
And pulling out the stuff that they've injected into your tooth so that, you know, to stop the pain. Drinking neutralizer in water.
Yeah, for sure. If I've got anything going on like that, then I just up my intake of neutralizer.
Okay.
You know, anything that's, if you've got to go anything that's going to be, you're going to get more chemicals into the body.
Yes.
I just up the intake of neutralizer for the next few days.
Yep.
Cool. And intuitively, I'll just keep going until I feel I need to.
Yeah.
But I make sure I have neutralizer every day anyway. So,
yeah,
I always like to build up for maintenance days. It's different for every person, but I like to build up to about 30 to 50 mils a day.
Yeah.
But one does need to build up very slowly so you don't have a big detox. You couldn't start off on that amount. And in saying that, I have actually built up I put out a newsletter about 2 years ago about the neutralizer, and I wanted to, I thought, well, I better test it out and just see how far you can go with it. So I just kept upping it, and I was putting 100 mils of neutralizer in my water bottle every morning, which I drink straight away, 1 litre water. I do that when I first wake up. And then I was making a 50-50 of neutralizer and water with another litre of bottle, and I was drinking another 500 mils throughout the day. So roughly 600 mils a day.
Wow.
And I did that, and I've been taking neutralizer and using the Miracle 2 products for about 18 years at that time. So physically, my body should have been pretty detoxed. But it did speed up my life a lot. That's about the only way I can explain it. A lot of let's say emotional blockages and spiritual blockages were cleansed. And I have a healing guy that I go to, and actually a few of my customers go and see him. And he's very difficult to get in to see. There's a year's waiting list, and he doesn't take on new clients. So it's quite difficult to get in, and miraculously I got to get in because I had a few of my customers were telling them about these products. And so I've been seeing, at the time I'd been seeing him once a month. And when I walked in, I'd been doing this for about 2 weeks, where I've been doing the large doses of neutralizer every day. And as soon as he opened the door and as soon as I walked in, he looked at me and he goes, "What have you been doing?" He said, you've got rid of about 6 shit packages, and you should have only got rid of 1 since I last saw you.
Wow.
So, and that was, as soon as he saw me, he could see that, and he's very good with seeing exactly where you are on your soul path. And
so if you don't live up there, you're not going to get in to see him, really.
He kind of works all over the world. He has clients from all over the world. So yeah, I know he does a lot of remote stuff as well. He's also what they call a surgeon's aide. So he's actually qualified as a surgeon. But when surgeons get really difficult cases, they will ring him up or contact him, and he will guide them what to do.
Wow.
So.
And Jeffrey, when you had that period with the huge doses,
yep.
Do you have any physical body clearing, any?
Not really, because like I said, I've been doing this for 18 years, and I was pretty well physically cleared out.
Yeah.
Nothing noticeably anyway. Major detoxes or anything, but
Emotional energy
it's
and
not something I would recommend you do unless you've been doing Miracle for a long time and regularly, and I have the baths all the time.
yeah.
I take the neutralizer every day. I put it on my body. It's the only thing I wash all my dishes with it, the clothes, the
And
whole house. Not that I
yeah.
wash all the house, but the dogs, sometimes the cat. If you can't wash the cat, I just put a little bit of gel on its paw or somewhere on its body, and they'll just lick it off.
And one of the things you told us about was with your vegetables and fruit when you bring it home.
Yep.
I've been doing that when I do my big, buy fruit and veggies. I put it all in some water, and with the soap in it for about half an hour or sometimes longer.
Yep.
And so I've got organic fruit and veggies then.
Yes, yeah. And I do that even with organic fruit and vegetables. And
Yeah.
I live across the road from a spray-free farm that has a stall out the front. So, and even with their stuff, I still do it because, you don't know what they're spraying in the sky and what's in the air pollution and,
Soil.
what was in the ground before they were stopped spraying, and so
That's
forth.
very reassuring, that when you can.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Get to the
And it raises the vibration of the fruit and vegetables as well.
Yeah.
So, you're getting a higher vibration, especially if you buy fruit and vegetables from Coles, it definitely needs a lot more soaking.
But that's with the soap. Does that change the vibration as well?
Yeah, well, the soap's very high vibrating. It's a high vibration product. It's the kind of product that could go into the 5D future and still be around.
Right.
And there's not a lot of products in this three-dimensional world that could still, go into that dimension.
Anyway, that's a beautiful thing. That's a real ritual. I wouldn't have anything until it's.
Yeah, I know. I'm quite. It's quite annoying because I have to do it.
Yeah, me too. Yes.
So well, all the fruit and vegetables go into the sink, and I pretty much put about the same amount of soap in as that I would to wash the dishes with.
Yes.
But
you don't have to rinse it off because even if you eat a bit with the fruit and veggies,
for sure.
Just anyway, so I don't bother washing it off.
And it's going to keep working if I just let it air dry. I literally put it in the dishes rack and let it air dry off, and
that's been super. It's been great.
Yep. Yeah, so that's a great idea. Sometimes I wonder why I'm doing this all of the time, but seems to be working, so why not? All right. Do we have any other questions?
With the gel, the neutralizer gel, that 7 times price is a bit not in my affording bracket.
Yeah.
So sometimes, like if I've suddenly got an itch or whatever from something and I'm going to scratch my legs to death, I'll just keep putting layers on and I never make it to the 10th layer. By the time it's just gone and stopped for me.
Yep.
But so that's what you can do. Just keep layering over till you build up that 7 times.
Well, yeah. Well, if you're just using have the normal gel, just keep applying it.
Yeah.
So basically the rule of thumb with the gel and the neutralizer is if the more you use it, the better it's going to work. So if you have a bite or a sting or cut or bruise or even pain, if you just keep applying it, and I know I had one customer, and I love this story. This customer rang me up and she was telling me about how good the gel was. She was telling me how her 2-year-old son came running into the house screaming with a redback spider still attached to his finger. And a redback spider would probably kill a 2-year-old, if not make it very sick. And so they were 35 minutes away from the hospital. So they rung the hospital and told them, you know, that their son had been bitten by a spider and they were coming in. And she said she got the gel out and she put the gel on it. They actually took the spider off and put it into a container and took it with them. And they just kept applying the gel all the way there. Every 2 minutes, they kept applying it to his hand. And they got to the hospital and the doctors were a little bit shocked and they didn't believe that, you know, he'd been bitten by a redback. But they had the proof there with them. And so they ended up, the doctors actually left him in the waiting room for another 2 hours, kind of waiting for something to happen. And they ended up just getting up and going home because the kid was fine and just had a little bit of a red hand. So that's, you know, that's it. The more serious it is, the more often I would apply it and keep applying it.
Yeah.
Yeah, while you're driving to the hospital as well, because you never know.
Where'd you go? Oh, over there.
Oh, Meredith's here. Do you have any questions, Meredith, for us?
Oh, she's got a cat.
Yes,
Yeah.
the black
She
cat.
won't leave me alone at the moment. Yeah.
His name's not Charlie, is it?
No, it's Misty.
I've got a black cat called Charlie that looks just like that.
Well, they might have came from the same family.
You never know.
Make a good photo of you there
What, the cat?
with you. Yeah.
She's been tapping me and stepping on me and treading on the computer and really wanting some attention. So I picked her up. Didn't I, Misty? Hey? Yeah. Yeah, I have a question
Yep.
about the gel.
Mhm.
Using it, I have a condition which called burning mouth syndrome.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is a thing. Now, I've been using it in my mouth, and that will be okay.
That's something I do. I mean, I've used it plenty of times. The only thing you've got to remember is unlike the neutralizer liquid, you have a natural gelling agent in there, which is carbapol, which is a natural gelling agent. So that's the only thing you've got to remember.
Is that a problem?
No, I don't find it a problem.
Mm.
You know, I know when I once had to fly to Cairns, and I had a bad ear infection, or middle ear or inner ear infection, and you know, and it was even driving there, I was feeling quite unwell driving to the airport, but I just kept. I had the 7 times gel, so I just put a tiny little bit, and I just took a little bit every hour, and I also rubbed some on my ear every hour. And by the time I had arrived in Cairns, and because it's a small bottle, it's something I could carry on the plane back then.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I could just keep applying it all the time, and I could carry it with me, keep applying it, and I just kept taking a little bit every hour as well.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not something I would advise anybody else to do, but it's what I would do.
Well, it does seem to help. I
It's
put
just
it
not
in my
something-
mouth. It doesn't take the pain away particularly. It's like a burn, a pain, sting. It's 24/7. Nobody knows why or where. I've tried so many different things to try and remedy it, but I don't know, nothing seems to take hold.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever heard of that before, but it's just not something I'm allowed to recommend anybody else to do, but it's definitely something that I would do.
Yeah, well, I've been doing it for a while now and I'm still here, so
That's good.
but that would be mineralizing my body as well, wouldn't it?
Yes, well, and I was just reading something because I was going through some literature, just trying to get as much stuff as I could. And I found an old paper which explains how they make Miracle 2. And I'll just see if I can grab that here, and I'll read it out to you, what they say. So this is the manufacturing process, how they make it. After the surfactants and natural excipients have been mixed in their proper proportion in water, they are first transformed via a multi-phase plasma arc process. Next, a slurry is pumped through a radio frequency descaling device that raises the zeta potential of all electrokinetic energy. Raises the zeta potential or electrokinetic energy of the treated surfactant molecules and degausses, which is demagnetizes the water and removes any memory from the water. Degauss, which is demagnetize any previous magnetically stored information that may be detrimental to health. The slurry is then exposed to radionics until a radionics unit tuned to the resonant signature of a highly concentrated form of living aloe vera extract. This divides and imparts the resonant field information contained in all known vitamins, essential amino acids, enzymes, and all known trace minerals in their natural beneficial proportions. This information is stored in the mix as changes to the magnetic susceptibility of the product's constituents. This is basically a form of virtual programming that the cellular communication mechanisms interpret as the presence of actual beneficial nutrients. So basically what they're saying is they vibrate the soap and products at a highly concentrated form of living aloe vera, and energetically, energetically use impart it with all minerals and trace elements that are in there as well. So the body sees those energetics as trace minerals, elements, minerals, enzymes, whatever else is in their natural proportions. So theoretically, we're getting pretty much everything we need, even though I still take extra magnesium, potassium, and zinc, and iodine. That's the other thing. So yeah, that was quite interesting. I'd forgotten all about that. That was.
Do you think you'll ever send that out, or type it up, or take a photo of it, or?
It's actually in. I'm pretty sure it's actually in. When you order, I think you get. There's something. It's basically. I think it's called the chemical process, or the.
I did read that.
Something, and so it's probably one of the last pages on there.
Okay, great.
I'm pretty sure it is in there. It's part of a book that a university wrote about Miracle 2 products. So they had some Miracle 2 products, and they did a lot of testing. And they tested it. They said it would neutralize copper snake poison. They said it neutralized radiation. It took 1,000 years off a nuclear radioactive dump. They did quite a few tests, and they basically went into right into the science behind how it works and so forth. And they did up a paper, or a little book actually, and they sent that through to Clayton. And I've been trying to get the full version of that for a long time, but all I have is a few snippets of it. So yeah, I'm not sure where we started with that, but that's where we ended up.
Oh, good to reread that.
Yeah, so you know, it's the neutralizer's something that I can't really tell people to take, and it's not TGA registered, it's not FDA registered. But what I do is, I've been taking it for nearly 20 years, and it definitely keeps me healthy. And if I do get a bit slack taking it, and I do get something, or I get poisoned or whatever, I just increase it, and seems to work very well. Definitely works very well on all the plants and animals. My dog he was nearly 15 years old when he died, and he was, and he died of old age. But he never went to the vet. When he was just a little pup, and he got bit by a tick and ended up paralyzed. And ever since then he's been fine. So.
Hey, Jeff, I'm going to have to go because my battery's going to die.
Okay, Janice.
I'll get in again another time. Bye.
Sure. Thank you. Bye.
See ya.
So Jeffrey, when we talk about the neutralizer gel or the liquid,
yep,
and like I'm taking the gel, I mean, I apply it to my mouth and my gums at times through the day. What else is it going to it's not going to neutralize any beneficial things in the stomach, or will it neutralize non-beneficial, like for your gut microbiome and things like that?
No, not at all. I mean, it neutralizes toxins. What you've got to understand is all toxins are positively charged, and Miracle 2, the clusters in Miracle 2 are negatively charged.
Oh, okay.
So they attract toxins and neutralize them.
Okay.
So no, it shouldn't have any effect at all, and never has with me anyway. Actually, the first time I started taking the neutralizer, I actually noticed I didn't need to eat as much. And what I've read, because the mineral clusters that are in Miracle 2 are highly charged with oxygen and hydrogen. And if you read what hydrogen does for the body, it's quite amazing. And I believe that's a big part of the effect that the neutralizer has on my body is that highly charged oxygen and hydrogen. Hydrogen on its own does a myriad of things, and hydrogen is actually the building block for the first building block. Well, I don't know about the first building block, but it's the main building block for everything in the universe.
And it's negatively charged.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So it's very good for digestion, for detoxification, for cellular detoxification, for healing. If you Google the healing benefits of hydrogen on its own, it's quite miraculous. So, yeah.
Very good.
Any other questions, please?
Yeah, I got another one.
Yep.
Was someone else asking? No?
No, you're right.
All right. I'm just going to ask you, and this is not a cleaning one. This is just, I tend to get itchy ears, inside.
Yep.
And I was just thinking as you were talking then, probably if I put a bit of the gel on a cotton bud and sort of put it inside, because I mean, I put it on the outside every morning, on the face and around the ears, but maybe on the inside.
Maybe. It's not something I do, but I've never.
You probably don't get itchy ears.
I do, but I tend to clean them out and then put eucalyptus oil.
Oh,
But I have heard a lot of people that use the neutralizer liquid in their ears.
right. And do you put your eucalyptus oil a couple of drops in your ear, do you?
I don't put it in my ear. No, I put it on either a cotton bud and put it around the edge of my ear hole, or I'll rub it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll rub it over my ear and over the back of my ear and on that little bone behind my ear. And then I'll put the gel on, and
Oh,
the
right.
gel takes it in deeper and makes it work much better.
Yeah. And is that the pure eucalyptus oil? Because I've got plenty of that on hand. It's a bit
Yes.
strong, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one I
Oh,
use.
yeah. Okay. Yep. Oh, well, I
But
can.
and that's just getting back to with the oil, with any oil that you apply on your body, as far as essential oil, applying the essential oil and then putting the gel on afterwards takes it in, makes it work much better.
Fantastic.
So
Yes.
it's just a little thought.
Yes.
I have heard of people tell me that they'll drip the neutralizer liquid into their ears.
Yes. I wondered about that. I haven't tried that either. But
Yep, I know the neutralizer works extremely well for anything to do with the eyes.
doesn't it?
You know, so if you've got dry eyes,
Yeah.
I've had people tell me that they got rid of their cataracts. It took quite a while, but they got rid of their cataracts. Just putting the neutralizer in every day and several times a day.
And didn't you say you sprayed it? They sprayed it in.
You can either spray it in your eyes. You can use an eye cup and do a rinse.
Yep.
You
Or you
could
just dropper and drop
yeah,
it.
you could use a dropper. You can also use a gel. Sometimes I'll use a gel and just close my eyes and just rub that over the top and let that soak in.
Yeah, I do that every morning. Yeah.
People tell me that somebody had a pterygium and they said they would use that, and the pterygium would get rid of the pterygium, which is pterygium's a growth that grows over the eye, from what I understand. Yeah, so it works quite remarkably for the eyes, and actually it's probably one of the most common testimonies I get is about you know, the effects it has on the eyes.
Oh, that's great.
Hmm.
Yes, because I had cataracts done about a year ago, and really it wasn't a good job, and they're now really sensitive and dry, and so I've been using, you know, drops from the pharmacy, but I'll actually start doing that.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
How are we going for time? We've only got a few minutes left, guys, so if we got any other questions, anything else we'd like to talk about? I'm just looking, I've got my lineup of products, and so I'll just quickly go through what I've got here. So I've got the regular soap and I've got a little pump on top. So this is straight soap, and this is what I would use when washing the dishes. So I would pump that straight into the dish water as it's filling up.
Straight soap, 100%.
That's straight soap. Yeah, I used to water it down and squirt some in, and then I went, I don't know, just, you know, it's going into the water anyway. So I just started doing it this way. I also have a similar one in the shower as well. And, you know, I'll just wet a shower sponge or a face cloth and just squirt some on, as long as it's got plenty of water, and then wash my whole body with that.
Oh, so the pure soap.
I don't use that when I'm doing my face, because I find that the straight soap it's way too strong for the face. You know, even when you're, you know, in a shower sponge and you've got full of water and it's just basically sudsed up. Yeah, so I just use the foam the foaming bottle for my face, and then I use this for the rest of my body. I'll also use it if I've been working on a car and I've got really greasy hands. I'll use it, use the straight soap to wash my hands with. But I have been using the soap for a long time, so my body's you know, quite adjusted to it. So other people might need to build up to that kind of stage. We've got the gel. That's the gel. So I also have a little pump on that, so I'll use that for my face. My now bald head. Anything to do with the skin. Cuts, bruises, stings, bites, rashes, you name it. That's anything to do with the skin. That's my first go-to. That's the little foaming bottle that we use. That's what I have in the shower and on the vanity. I also have a little spray bottle with neutralizer in it, and I'll use that and spray that in my eyes. But the only time I have any problem with my eyes is cutting up onions, and you know how they sting your eyes, and I just spray that straight in my eyes, and that sting pretty much goes away straight away. So that's pretty good. So yeah, that's the main thing. So
you sell those little bottles as well, do you? That little one?
those little 50 ml spray bottles.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great for the neutralizer and even the soap. You know, if you're going away, or you keep one in the car or something like that. Yeah. I also put the soap in my windscreen washer water in the car. So squirting Miracle 2 soap over the windscreen when I'm washing the windscreen. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today, I think, guys, unless you've got any other questions.
No, pretty good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It was very enjoyable.
Great.
Thank you.
Jeffrey.
We'll do this again next week, and it might take a few weeks to get a few more people on and get them get them used to doing this.
And people will get to watch the Zoom afterwards?
Yeah, I've recorded it, so hopefully it won't be too big a file that I can load up, and I'll put out an email in the next few days with the recording.
Right, because then all the people who couldn't be on can watch it.
Exactly, yeah, you know, and they'll still get the information. So, yeah. So thank you very much, guys, for participating.
It was very good.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
And
thank you.
We might see you all next week.
Yep. Have to set a reminder, 4 o'clock.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
All right, thank you. I'm glad the first one went on without a hitch, and I didn't have any problems. Especially with the computer. So
that's great.
Thank you all, guys. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.